Hello Berker, so a couple of weeks ago I got you to do some fitness tests and I've analysed the data now. So start off with your flexibility, so you scored 14 on your first try, 12 on your second and 16 on your last try, which is really good. As you can see here, you scored good on the normative data. However, to get to the levels of excellent and elite, like for future recommendations, you need to, so you have to do it 5 times a week, so daily stretches 5 times a week. Low intensity, so you don't want to work too much on your muscles in case like you become injured from it and things like that. You need to stretch on each activity completed. So if you're doing a maintenance stretch, that's for 8 to 10 seconds long, each stretch. And if you're doing a developmental stretch, that's 15 seconds long, okay? And if you're doing your PFA, then that's just as much as you need, like putting pressure against you and just doing it until you can, until it hurts too much. But this won't be very necessarily for your sport because you're not really standing around very much, so static stretches won't be needed. So comparing this to your sports, it's not great. We'll go on to your strength. On the hand grip dynamometer, you scored 53 on your first try, 50 on your second and 48 on your third. So that's expected because your arm's getting tired on your right arm, so it's expected for you to decrease a little bit. But your best score got above average, but your last score only just like it got to average, but that's fine because it's expected to decrease. But to improve that and get to excellent and very good, you need to train 2 to 3 times a week, weightlifting and things like that to build up your muscles. 4 to 8 reps with 4 to 5 sets. Do you know what that means? So like,
yeah.
Yeah. So literally like that's a rep, and then sets is just how many reps are in that one. So, and then it takes how long to complete. So it doesn't matter how long you take, it's just how effective it is, how you feel when doing it. And you can do this by negative training or drop set. So you can start off with a low weight, high rep, and then build it up so you get a high weight, low rep, and things like that. So literally for your sport rugby, this would be good, again, because you need a good grip to like hold on to the player's shirts and tackling them while gripping the ball or lifting off the line out, which I know you're a prop. Yeah. So we'll move on to power. You scored 15, 25 and 28 on the sergeant jump. So this scores poor on the normative data, but I can see you're a big lad. You're not really renowned for jumping in your rugby. You're more of the driving force to break the lines of the defence. Yeah. So literally 4 other positions in rugby it would be necessary to have good power with jumping, but for your position it's not very needed. But the only thing I could say is that for power, you're driving, so going from stop to start, that could be a way to improve. So if you do want to improve, which would affect your game to get to very good and excellent, you need to do it once or twice a week, doing short explosive, so like box jumps or things like that. 2 to 4 reps and 1 to 2 sets, so you don't want to do too much, but you just need to get that effectiveness of doing squats and explosive activities. And again, like the strength, it's how long it takes you to complete yourself, so it's not really timed or anything. Going on to speed, you clocked a 5.01 average. So on this, that's poor again, but again, you're not like a winger in rugby, but pace is a good advantage to have over your opponent when you are a big guy, especially in the forward, so you can break the lines easier and you're unexpected. Like, it's unexpected for you to be real quick. So just to build up your pace, really, it's once or twice a week again, not burning you out or anything. And you've got sprint up to 30 seconds, so as long as you can sprint, and then intensity of 9 to 10 on the scale, on the RPE scale. So you're full on driving and like trying hardest. Again, it's your own time to complete it, like the strength and power, and to the basis of speed, like the training you can do is interval training or fartlek. So like you can do 30 seconds and then a break and then 30 seconds of pace again. Now we'll go on to your muscular endurance. You scored 27 on the sit-up test. On here, that is above average, so that is brilliant. Again, muscular endurance is good for your sport, so you can last a game. Rugby's 80 minutes long, so for a fall, that would be amazing if you could last 80 minutes. So to increase this to excellent and things like that, it's 2 to 3 times a week doing sit-ups correctly, 10 reps for 4 to 5 sets, so just casual. Again, don't need to time it, just how long it takes you to complete. To do this, you can do supersets, pyramids, or triceps. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I don't need to go into any more explanation about that. But yeah, muscular endurance will be a big benefit to your game, even though you are scoring above average. But if you can get that to excellent, it'll be perfect. Finally, your cardiovascular endurance. You scored 5 on the level 5 on the multi-stage fitness test. On here, that's poor, but literally, it is important for rugby for you to have good cardiovascular endurance so you can last the game and like run about and make those tackles and crucial runs. But for a prop, on TV, you're not really looking at their endurance and that, you're looking at their power and drive and strength to crash through the defences. But again, to get this up, which is quite important, just 3 to 5 times a week, just jogging around the block or whatever, or going to the gym on the treadmill. But the intensity must be 7 to 9, so you're not just jogging and just almost walking pace. You got a fast jog, like almost a sprint.
Yeah.
But this is 30 minutes, 5 times a week. So just 30 minutes every day of the week. Leave your weekend spare to do what you want. And then this could be continuous and fartlek training. So continuous is one speed throughout, like a 12-minute Cooper run. Or fartlek is where it's different speeds. So you can go into a jog over a certain distance, then a run, and then back to a jog, and etc. So I hope you have taken that all in on how you can improve your certain things and certain tests and everything else. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.